You've probably seen this product making the rounds online. It's called the Medicinal Garden Kit, and it promises something pretty bold: a complete pharmacy right in your own backyard. So today, we're going to break down its whole pitch, from the creator's story to the specific claims, to see exactly what's being offered.
And really, this one quote from the kit's creator, Dr. Nicole Apelian, pretty much says it all. The core idea is simple, but it's powerful, right? It's all about creating your own self-sufficient, natural pharmacy at home so you don't have to rely on the big drugstores. Okay, so it sounds great, but what does that actually mean? What kinds of plants are we talking about here? And what are they supposed to do? That is the big question we're going to unpack.
Before we even get to the plants, the pitch really starts with the creator. Her personal story is positioned as the bedrock of the whole thing, to build that credibility from the get-go.
So what's really interesting is how they build this narrative. It all kicks off with a major personal health crisis, an MS diagnosis at just 29. From there, she travels to study traditional medicine with the Sandbushmen. Then, for 2 whole decades, she apparently manages her condition using her own homegrown remedies. And it all leads up to this big finale, surviving nearly 2 months in the wild on that TV show alone, which is presented as, the ultimate proof of her skills. Okay, so once that backstory is set, the focus shifts to the heart of the product itself, the 10 specific plant seeds that are going to make up this medicinal garden. And here they are. This is the lineup. The whole kit is built around these 10 herbs. Some of these you'll definitely know, like lavender and echinacea, but maybe a few are new to you. Each one is supposedly chosen for a very specific purpose, all designed to create a pretty comprehensive home apothecary.
All right, let's look at a couple of the heavy hitters. First up is Yarrow. The kit flat out calls it the backyard wound healer. Its main job, according to the pitch, is to stop bleeding and help keep wounds from getting infected.
And this is a perfect example of how her personal story gets woven right into the product claims. This anecdote from her time on Alone is used as this dramatic, real-world proof of how well Yarrow works, linking the plant directly to a life-or-death survival moment.
Okay, moving on from wound care, the next plant in the spotlight is the California poppy. It's being sold as a natural alternative to sleeping pills, with the very bold claim of being better than sleeping pills. The promise is deep, restful sleep.
And they get really specific about this one. They're talking about making a simple tea from the plant's leaves, flowers, or stems. And this tea is supposed to not just help you fall asleep easily, but critically, stay asleep all night long without the side effects they say are associated with pharmaceutical pills.
All right, so shifting gears from sleep over to defense, we've got echinacea. In the context of this kit, it's framed as the absolute powerhouse for your immune system, the go-to plant for making your body's natural defenses stronger.
So this is a really crucial point. It's not just about what echinacea does. It's about why they say you absolutely have to grow it yourself. Basically, the argument is all about quality control. The source material claims that a lot of the echinacea supplements you buy in stores are actually fake, which would make growing your own the only way to get the real deal. And of course, the kit covers a lot more ground to handle different issues. For instance, you've got chicory, which is talked about as a painkiller for sore joints. Then there's chamomile, presented as this kind of heal-all for skin and stomach problems. And Feverfew gets the title Nature's Aspirin for its supposed power against fevers and migraines.
Okay, so obviously, just having the seeds isn't enough, right? A huge part of the appeal here is the promise that they're going to teach you what to do with the plants once you have them. And the process is laid out in these 4 pretty simple steps. You plant and grow, then you harvest, but the real magic is in step 3. You follow this herbal medicinal guide that comes with it. That's where you learn how to turn these raw plants into things you can actually use, like tinctures, ointments, and salves. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty of the deal itself, the complete offer, what they say it's worth, what's in the box, and all the extras. So, to get you thinking about the value, they put this number out there. They claim that $1,742 is what the average American spends at the pharmacy every single year. The idea is to frame the kit not as a cost, but as something that's going to save you a ton of money in the long run. This table really breaks down the whole sales pitch, doesn't it? On the one side, you have the problems they identify. Pharmacy bills are too high. We're too reliant on lab-made pills. And what happens if pharmacies close in a crisis? And for every single one of those problems, the Medicinal Garden Kit is presented as the direct solution. So when the box arrives, what's actually inside?
Well, the core of it is 10 packages of seeds. The website notes a very, very specific total of 4,818 non-GMO seeds, plus all the instructions you need for planting, growing, and harvesting them.
And on top of the main kit, they throw in a couple of free digital bonuses. The first one is a guide on how to make remedies from stuff you probably already have in your pantry. The second is a foraging guide to help you find useful wild plants in your own neighborhood while you're waiting for your garden to grow.
And to make this a no-brainer, or at least to lower the risk, they back the whole thing with this number: a 365-day full money-back guarantee that gives you a full year to try it all out, grow the plants, and see if it works for you.
So there you have it. That's the breakdown of the Medicinal Garden Kit, straight from their own materials. It taps into all these big themes of natural health, self-sufficiency, and being prepared. And it really leaves us with a bigger question to think about. As more and more people get interested in these ideas, what role is nature's pharmacy going to play in all of our futures?